The wait is over, NBA fans, and we finally have the official All-Star selections of the 2021 NBA All-Star Game. And overall, I gotta say, I don't have many issues with these selections. I have one main one, which we're going to get to later, but for the most part, the selections are pretty solid. In the West, Anthony Davis, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Dame Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, and Zion Williamson made the All-Star Reserve team. And also, let's just be honest right now, okay? Devin Booker is going to be the reserve for Anthony Davis. It's technically not set in stone yet, but let's just, let's keep it real. There's no way in hell, or at least there should be no way in hell, that anyone other than Devin Booker gets the All-Star nod in the place of AD. Meanwhile, in the East, James Harden, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, Nikola Vucevic, and Julius Randle. Every single player who made the All-Star team this year is absolutely deserving, except for maybe one. And once again, we will get to him in a little bit. But today, I want to go over who I believe, there's two different things, who I believe played at an All-Star level and didn't make it, and then who I believe was a legitimate snub from being an All-Star and should have been there over someone else. And in case those sound like the same things to you, let me explain a little bit more. Some players played at a level where you could say that they deserve to be an All-Star. The great example for me, what I would probably point out, would be Chris Middleton here. Chris Middleton has played very, very well this season. He, I assume, got some All-Star votes, and he deserved some All-Star votes. However, Chris Middleton does not deserve to be an All-Star over any of the players who were chosen as All-Stars. You see what I'm saying? Every single player chosen was definitely more deserving than Chris Middleton, even though Chris Middleton is, in my opinion, underrated and is playing at an All-Star level. The same thing can be said in the West for Brandon Ingram. Ingram's having a very good season. He was an All-Star reserve last season. However, he has been outplayed this year by his own teammate Zion Williamson, and everyone else selected as an All-Star in the West is absolutely more deserving than Brandon Ingram. So I wouldn't call him necessarily a snub as much as just a player who happens to be playing at an All-Star level. You understand what I'm saying? So let's go over all of the snubs, or all of the players who were absolutely All-Star level players this season first. First of all, the real close misses. Devin Booker, I already said he's going to make it. We already know he's going to make it. Technically Adam Silver is the one who chooses. We all know Devin Booker is going to be AD's replacement, alright? We all know it. Mike Conley for the Jazz has been fantastic this season as their third best player, and it was really close, I assume, between him, Gobert, and Mitchell. Conley's not going to get it because he has been putting up slightly less impressive numbers, even if there is a legitimate argument to be made, and I wouldn't quite make this argument, okay? I don't believe he is the best player, or even the second best player on that Jazz team, but there is an argument to be made that he has been the best player so far this year. Don't agree with it, but if you're a big Conley fan, you could make that argument, alright? CJ McCollum was a big one in the West. He didn't play nearly enough games, obviously, but when he was playing, dude was a freaking beast. Jamal Murray has been kind of up and down this season. He was alright for a little bit, and then he falls off. He's just a real inconsistent player, you know what I'm saying? Bam Adebayo in the East is a huge name of someone who I really expected to make it. Now, I'm happy they gave it to Vucevic, because Vucevic has been absolutely phenomenal this season. He absolutely deserved to be an All-Star. Bam Adebayo, meanwhile, he's been really good. He's absolutely having the best year of his career, but the Heat just aren't winning. And obviously that is not Adebayo's fault. They've had a ton of injuries, they've had some players like Tyler Hero underperforming, but nevertheless, the team hasn't been winning, and I know the Magic haven't been winning either, but you look at the talent of the two rosters, the Heat clearly have more talent than the Magic, and Nikola Vucevic is just dragging that god-awful offensive team, kicking and screaming, to not being the worst team in the entire Eastern Conference, and really the entire league. You take Vucevic off that team, they're probably the worst team in the league. They really are that bad, especially on offense. And Vucevic has really been playing very, very well. Domantas Sabonis, a lot of people think that Sabonis deserved it over Randle. As much as I hate to say this, because I like Sabonis, I gotta disagree. Julius Randle has been playing absolutely fantastic. I believe Sabonis is a better player, but so far, Julius Randle has been playing better than him. He has a little more impressive stats. He has a worse team. He's just been killing it, you know? You don't have a Malcolm Brogdon on that New York Knicks team like Sabonis has, so I do believe Julius Randle deserved that spot. Trae Young is a huge one who I 100% expected to make it in the East. I really expected him to make it over Ben Simmons. He did not. Trae Young started the season looking like the best offensive player in the league. He's really fallen off since then. He's very inconsistent, and his team has not been winning, despite having a good amount of talent on the roster. So that is why Trae Young fell off so hard after being a starter last season. He was still, even though he has been playing much worse than he did when he started the year, Trae Young has still absolutely been playing at an all-star, like quote-unquote all-star level. So, it's a shame he didn't make it, but I probably wouldn't give it to him over anyone on the roster, being honest. Maybe Ben Simmons and maybe Zach LaVine. But those are the only two guys I would consider Trae Young over as an all-star selection. Not necessarily a better player then, but as an all-star selection. I said Sabonis, I said Brogdon. Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet are both snubs from the Raptors. I think if the team had been consistently this good all season, one of them might have made it, but they just started the season playing so badly that I understand why neither of them got the, what's the word I'm looking for? The recognition that maybe they deserved. De'Aaron Fox is a huge snub in the West, or a huge missed player. I explained earlier that I didn't consider these snubs, but I'm gonna keep calling them snubs anyway because I don't know what else to say. De'Aaron Fox has been amazing this season, and I think I saw an article about this. I think if the Kings hadn't just gone on a 7-game losing streak, then De'Aaron Fox would be an all-star, and I would completely agree with that. However, they did just go on a big losing streak that is fresh in people's minds, and when you're nitpicking, especially in the West where the All-Star race is even tougher, he wasn't going to make it. He just wasn't. Fox has been phenomenal this year, but he just barely missed the cut, I do believe. Another guy, I just had somebody else in mind in the West. Wasn't Porzingis, Shai Gilgeous. Shai Gilgeous Island, Alexander, whatever the heck his name is, SGA. Dude's been ballin' for the Thunder, but unfortunately they're one of the worst teams in the league, so he wasn't going to get the cut. And then last but not least, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, alright, please let me know in the comments if there's somebody really obvious who I'm forgetting, who you think, I at least should have mentioned in this list, because I'm sure there's some of them. But last for me is Tobias Harris, and here is where I get into the real snubbery. Ben Simmons should not have been an all-star over Tobias Harris. Now, I absolutely think that the Sixers being the first seed in the East means they need 2 all-stars. However, if you're going to give it to one of those 2 players, Simmons or Harris, it should have gone to Harris. That is my opinion as a Sixers fan, and I'm kind of mad that Harris didn't make it and Ben Simmons did. Now, Ben Simmons is a better player than Tobias Harris, okay? I know this. Anyone with a brain knows this. However, Ben Simmons started the season playing like cheeks. He sucked to start the season. He was terrible on offense. However, his defense has been elite all season, and that is why I believe the coaches gave him the reserve nod. Ben Simmons does deserve to be an all-star, but he does not deserve to be an all-star over Tobias Harris. That is my opinion, and I will continue to be mad about the fact that Tobias Harris did not get the recognition he deserved this season and make the All-Star team. That upsets me. Adam Silver, make Tobias Harris the All-Star reserve in the West over Devin Booker. That's not at all how that would work, but seriously, come on, man. Tobias Harris deserves to be the All-Star over Ben Simmons. That's such bullcrap. Anyway, overall, very happy with the All-Star selections this year. The Tobias Harris-Ben Simmons thing bothers me a little bit, but really the All-Star selections were really good, and even the starter selections were overall very good. Now, I 100% believe Dame should have started over Luka. He's been playing better, his team's been winning more, and he has a worse team than Luka due to injuries, obviously. When they're healthy, they're not a worse team, but with all the injuries, worse team. Dame should have started over Luka, no question in my mind, but you know, it is what it is. Luka's got a bigger fan base, so that's just a minor thing. It's whatever. I'm not surprised. That's my only other real gripe. Overall, very good All-Star selections this season. I'm very happy with it. Thank God freaking Alex Caruso or Carmelo Anthony or Klay Thompson didn't make it in because the fans are freaking idiots. And yeah, that's all I really got to say about the All-Star votes this year, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, drop a sub if you haven't already. We on that sub grind, which you know if you've been following my channel, we've really been picking up lately, so big hype with that. Really appreciate it if you could subscribe if you're not already. Thank you again for watching. Have a good rest of your day, NBA fans.